Hey yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Challenger and welcome back to my channel. Today is my 4th episode of teaching Spanish, and ignore the fact I just said 5 or showed you 5. But anyway, this is my 4th episode of teaching Spanish and I am super psyched. I am not sure how this episode is going to turn out, but I will say it's going to be a hard one, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys haven't seen, make sure you guys watch the previous video I did, which was basically pre-verbs. I accidentally said I forgot what I said. I said something wrong, but I said pronouns. That's what I said. But anyway, so this is a video on basically the endings in Spanish, because the endings in Spanish end very weirdly and it's very complicated. If for some of you guys, if you guys looked at the I think I put a little link down below, which the previous video, which was describing I think it was describing the endings. And yeah, I don't know how this is gonna go because it's just gonna be a lot, but I think I have a plan, so I'm gonna see how it goes. But anyway, make sure you guys subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on notifications so you get notified every time I make a video. And let's get into the first part. Alrighty, so here's how the layout of this video is going to go. So basically, the endings in Spanish are very weird. So basically, we have verbs such as swimming, dancing, running, or etc. And that's great and all in English, but and I think we have it here. I can't put it on my mind right now, but in Spanish, our endings are very weird. So in Spanish, running running in Spanish is correr, or yeah, I'll actually use more basic. I'll use bailar. Bailar is dance, and yeah, I think that's a good word. But basically, the difference between some of the verbs in English and in Spanish is that in Spanish we have 3 sections, and it's kind of like something you have to memorize and you have to notice. You can't just like make it up on the spot. But basically, hold on, let me change my lighting. Anyway, the 3 sections are AR, ER, and IR. Each different. They have the same kind of ending, but there's there's a different pronunciation to it. So I'll explain more. So what I'm gonna basically be doing is if you remember in my previous video, I said the preverbs, which is yo, tú, él, ellos, etc. And basically what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be basically, I'm going to be saying yo, for example, and adding the ending to it for each section, AR, ER, and IR. And what I mean by the AR, ER, and IR is take a word, for instance, such as bailar, as I've been saying. Bailar ends in AR. So, what I would normally do is, technically, if I was saying instead of saying yo bailar, I would technically be saying yo bailo. Man, if you see what I did, is I changed the R into something else. So I'm going to be doing that for each word. If you guys haven't seen like I said, if you guys haven't seen my previous video, stop this video and go watch the previous video. It makes no sense if you haven't seen the previous video, so please watch the previous video before you watch this one. If you already have, continue with this one, and make sure you share it to your friends. It's gonna be dope. Anyway, here, let's get into more details. I have to plug my mic in. I didn't mean. Sorry, you've been getting bad audio, but anyway. Basically, the first part of I'm going to be saying is, if you remembered in my previous video, like I said, if you saw it, it's, the first word I'm going to be saying is yo. Again, yo means I. So what you're going to do is, if you have a verb in Spanish, such as bailar If you notice, bailar has AR at the end of it. So if it has that and it's a verb, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna put it into a preverb. So here's what I'm saying. Sorry, I was kind of uncomfortable. Anyway, if you have a word, so if I'm using bailar and gonna talk about me, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take out the AR in it, take it out, and then you're going to add this new item into it, which in this case would be bailo, which would be, which is basically taking the AR out and putting an O there. And that's it. Now, this one is going to be quick with the ER and IR. So here's what I'm going to do. For ARs, I'm going to use bailar. For ERs, I'm going to use correr, which is running. And for IR, I'll use... Oh, I'm gonna have to think on that one. I'll think of one for IR, but either way, for AR, IER, and IR, if you ever have a verb that ends in those words or letters, then what you're gonna do, in that form, what you're gonna do for jo, when you're describing yourself, you're gonna take those words out and add O to the end of it. Alright? And that's basically, here's a small example. Yo bailo cada día. Yo gozo cada día y es muy chévere. Yo vivo aquí. Okay, listen, I'm just gonna say what I just did was really cringy, but I don't care, it worked. Anyway, so the next part is gonna be tú. Tú, as I said in my previous video, means you. Sorry. So, in this case, as like before, what you're going to do is if you have a verb such as bailar, what you're going to do is you're going to take the AR, and in this case, you're going to put us, AS. And it's typically, like I said, when you describe another person or you're talking to another person. And basically, for this time, unlike Joe, the AS doesn't go for the ER and IR. And what it does actually is in ER, it's es. So it's not us, it's es. And if you guys can, guess what the next one is. Guess what it is for IR. And then I think you're wrong because it's not that. It's actually ES. As it is for the next, as it is for the next one as well. And it's just because IR and ER are the same in a way. But for nosotros and vosotros, they're different. So for IR for two, it's the same thing. It's ER. It's the same thing. So, in sentences, it would be yo bailes, or tú bailas, and then for ER, it would be tú corres, and then for IR, it's going to be tú vives. You see what I'm saying? Alright, those were my 3 examples. I'll get on to the next one.
Alright, the next one is L y ellas. I accidentally made a mistake in my previous video with the usted. The usted does not go for the L y ella. It's a similar version of tú. So yeah, just quick reminder. I'm pretty sure I got some comments on that one. Anyway, L y ella. So the endings in the AR and ER for L y ella. It's so for the AR, you're gonna take out the AR and you're gonna put an A there. So for bailar, it would be baila. So that is what it is for the AR, and then for the ER. Oh yeah, I'll explain something a little later. The ER, it is baile. Not baile. I'm sorry, not with the bailar. For ER, it's E. You change the A into an E. And it's gonna, so for correr, it would be corre. Alright? Tu corre. So for the example would be él baila or él corre. And it's the same, and like in the previous one, the IR is the same as the ER. Alright? And those were my examples. I'll get on to the next one. Alright, next is nosotros. And nosotros, as you remember, means we. So remember that when we use we, it's talking about me and someone else, and who's next to me. Yeah. So basically, the endings for AR, ER, and IR are all different. They're each different. The ER and IR are not the same. So for the AR, you take out the A and the R in it, in the word, and you put amos. For the ER, take out the ER and put emos. And for the IR, you put emos. So you put mos and you add A, E, or I. Alright? So for an example, it would be nosotros bailamos. For ER, it would be nosotros corremos. And for IR, it would be nosotros vivimos. You see what I'm saying? Alright. Yeah. Make sure you guys I know I haven't been saying challenges for this one, because the real challenge for it is just knowing these. I don't want you say, just memorize the endings. Like in the link I put in the last video, go look at that. Study that. That is what you need to study. Don't start putting it into verbs. I'm sorry. I had the flu last week, and I'm sorry, and that's the reason I didn't upload last week. I'm sorry, but yeah. The endings are just memorize it. Study the sheet, and that'll be fine. All right. Anyway, let's get on to the next one. Alrighty, next is vosotros. This one's a hard one. It's specifically because it's hard to pronounce. Now, if you want, and this is completely up to you. Actually, no. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do it. But with this one, I can explain it right now. With ice. I'm sorry, I forgot to say it. So for the AR, for when you say vosotros, remember, it's when you're talking to a group. And because it means you all, what you're going to do is you're going to be putting, for AR, take out the AR, and you're going to put ice. Not ice, like I-C-E, ice, as in A-I-S. And what you're going to do with the ice is you're going to put what we call a tilde. A tilde is a little mark you put on top of the A, and it adds a strong voice to it. So if I'm saying this, I would say vosotros bailáis. See, bailáis. All right, and then for ER it's ice or no ease. That's IR. Sorry. Hold on. Sorry. Anyway, the ER is is, which is EIS, and then for the IR, it's ice or is. All right. So the examples were basically said in the first one, but I'll say them again. So it's vosotros paláis. For correr, it would be vosotros corréis. And for IR, it would be vosotros vivís. Alright? So there you go. Now we'll go on to the next one. Alright, the final preverb is ellos and ellas, which means they. And and this one's pretty easy. If you remember in the previous one I did, which was él y ellos. Oh, I'm sorry, él y ella. Sorry. Which was él y ella. what you're going to do is you're going to take the A that you put in that, and you're going to add an N to it, which would be making on. Now for this one in the IR is different. The IR is the same as the ER. So for the AR, it's going to be on. For the ER, it's going to be in. So it would be ellos bailan, ellos corran, ellos corren, and ellos viven. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, that's pretty much it for you for this video, guys. I've actually really enjoyed this first part, and I'm still focusing on how much longer I'm going to wait to make this part 2. Because yes, there is going to be a part 2. Because you thought there was AR, ER, and IR. Those are the 3 verb categories. We forgot about the time categories. There's present, past, and future. You have to learn those. Those are going to be fun. Those are going to take longer. If you thought this video was long, that video is going to be longer. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that video. So, yeah. I'll see you guys later. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, like button, and turn on notifications so you get notified every time I make a video. And if that of a new phrase, make sure you guys challenge yourselves, because if you challenge yourself, you get challenged. I'm out.